back to classic Battletech. A little switch here, moving ahead of the timeline, and I'm gonna do a little disclaimer from my attorney recommended I do it, so I was kidding. I am by no means an expert on Battletech lore, so basically these are all pre-printed mech sheets from Catalyst Games. I'm not doing anything creative, so everything's, the battle values, rock solid. I tried to balance it with that, and basically I'm going to try anything with the standard rules on it or clan invasion tag, basically. Nothing from Civil War, nothing from the intermediate stuff, and nothing from, oh, what's the more advanced timeline? I can't remember what it is, but we're going to aim for around the year 3052, after the Battle of Tukiad. We're going to do a fictional raid by the Draconis Combine. They're going to disguise themselves because I think they were kind of aligned with the Federation Commonwealth at this time. But there's still, there was new technology being found at this time still from the Helm Memory Core and also from encounters with clan technology. So the Federation Commonwealth was the big holder of a lot of this technology. So I'm gonna pretend, or even yeah, that's enough. To let's pretend they're kind of leaking out information, but at a slower pace. The Draconis Combine is interested in not falling behind in its technological advancements, so they have disguised a force and have landed on Port Moseby. And I just kind of looked on the map and found a planet that they have a shared border with, and it looked like it was pretty close to the border, even though it's a two-dimensional representation of three-dimensional space. So they've landed units of the Second Sword of Light, and they're going to we're going to do a three-part scenario of them trying to do a raid on a database so they can basically steal some technology under the guise of a militia unit or a mercenary unit moving in on their territory, so there won't be any fingers pointed back towards the Combine. So these guys have got rid of their dog tags. You know, the mechs have not been painted to look like they're different units, so but we'll just have to let our imagination do the work for us. So it's a 7 by 10 foot map. We're going to do measurements, so each inch is going to basically be 1 hex. So they're going to move that way. I'm going to double the range of weapons just to make it more realistic in my mind, which might not be, but might throw some of the balance off. But I'm going to try it. I don't want to go out the triple. I'm going to do double. The Combine, these are 2 lances for each side. They're pretty heavy duty lances. I just wanted to play around with some of the big boys. There's no real kind of small thing. The smallest thing on here is 60 tons. And we're going to use all those weapons from the post-clan invasion. Got a mix of terrain anywhere from level 1 up to level 4 hills. We've got level 1 water in the river going across here. Got trees. Basically, if you're looking through 2 trees, you're looking at a heavy woods bonus. If you're going through more than 2, you're looking at I can't see you. If you're up against it, it counts for cover, but it doesn't affect you seeing through it. I'm going to try to make mechs actually, I don't know how I'm going to do it on the side of these hills. If a mech can't stand up basically on it, I'm going to consider it like an impassable cliff. You could jump jet it, but that's about it. This first scenario is actually a diversionary attack. The Combine has sent some heavy mechs in. They will be going after these storage towers of drop ship fuel, and they're going to try to detonate. If they can detonate, let's say 5 of these, and get away, basically, they've accomplished their objective. I'm sure it'll end up just being a slugfest over here, but you never know. Might be able to pull something off. At least there'll be some kind of point to all this. This is happening basically simultaneously. The Combine's trying to pull the Lyran guards to their position so that a small group of espionage guys can break into a technological database several miles away, and under the guise of or under the cover of this distraction, hoping there'll be less defenses there and no one will be paying attention to these guys sneaking in there. And that'll lead to scenario 2 after this one. So we'll do pictures of the each lance. I'll do the variants for each one. I'll probably show a picture of each guy after each mech sheet, just so you can match them up. Once again, I mean, it's a fictional thing, so some of if the mechs weren't made at this time, I'm really, or that particular variant hasn't been made, I'm really sorry. But it's okay. I know there's a lot of purists out there. I will be using the pilot die rule you'll see like on Death from Above, Wargaming. Those guys are the real experts, in my opinion, on Battletech. They play a lot more Alpha Strike, but still, they know what they're talking about, and I really enjoyed their YouTube channel. Plus, I think the pilot die is an interesting time-saving dice rolling effort, and they mathematically kind of proved that it was equal to rolling all the dice at once. So it's okay, you know, it'll all work out in the end. And I think that's it. First up, I've included a map I downloaded online of the state of the universe in 3052 after the Battle of Tukiad, and we'll go over the Lyran guards first. First up is an Atlas. He's the Lance commander of the 1st Lance. Call sign Gator. He's a 3-2. It's an AS7 S3 Atlas. Next up's an awesome. It's an ASW9M. His call sign's Cypher. He's just a standard 5-4 inner sphere pilot. And we got a Cyclops. Blaze is his name. He's a CP11G. Then we've got a Zeus. He's a ZEU 9S2, and call sign Banshee, 2nd in command of his lance. Got a Longbow up next. He's an LGB7V, call sign Dagger. He's a standard inner sphere pilot. Then we've got a Banshee. No, Highlander, excuse me, call sign Cobra. He's the 2nd Lance leader, HGN 7329B. Then you got a Thug. He's flying an experimental thing, THG 11E Thug. Goat Boy, call sign. Can't go wrong with that name. Then we've got a Rifleman, RFL 5D. His call sign is Snake, standard pilot. And here comes the 2nd Sword of Light. Let's see what we got going on here. What is that thing? That thing is a Night Star, NSR 9J Firefly, standard pilot. A King Crab, yes. KGC 001. He's a Lance Commander, call sign Cinder, 3-2 pilot. Next up is, that's the Banshee. Sorry, I got it wrong before. Call sign Bison. He's a 4-3. And that Banshee is a BNC 5S. We've got a Battlemaster next. That's BLR1G. He's a call signs Critter, standard pilot. Nothing too exciting there. I got a Crockett next. Call sign Vulture. He's the 2nd Lance leader, 3-2. Crockett is a CRK 5003-1. You got a Bushwhacker, BSW S2, call sign Basilisk, 5-4 pilot. Nothing crazy there. We got a Cataphract, call sign Coyote, 2nd in command of the 2nd Lance, 4-3. He's a CTF 3L. Next up is an Axeman, AXM 3S. He's call sign Dragon, standard inner sphere pilot. And that's the end of that. Here's a layout of all of the guys in all their glory. And yeah, let's get it going. All right, I'm actually super thrilled. I went back and edited in all those pics of the mechs and of the basically scanned in of the mech sheets that I've got laid out here, and got all that intro done. And I made a couple mistakes, of course. It's the period I could remember was the Jihad. It's the Federated Commonwealth, not the Federation Commonwealth. So there's another screw. But I'm sure I made more. But those are the first two I was saying. I'm like, when you're trying to do all this stuff and run a camera and move around and trying to get things not totally screwed up, there's no way you can do it perfect. I am by no means a robot. I think I say the word basically about 4,000 times. So if we need to turn that into a drinking game, I'm all for it. You can do adult shots or Sprite or whatever the heck you want to do. That's completely up to you, but it might be worth your time for to pass while you're painting. I say the word basically a ton. Even when I do education videos for my nurses, that's my fallback word. I throw a lot of uhs in and a lot of basically. So that's all I got. So I apologize for that, but I think that's written into my brain, and it's going to take a lot of years of therapy to get rid of that. So the total battle value for both sides is 1,600. The FedCom, the Lyrian Guards, have a little bit of an advantage. I think they have maybe 50 more points than the Draconis Combine. The Combine, I don't know, it's just as close as I could get with pre-printed mech sheets. I did not compensate the battle values with piloting skill levels, but I did the same skill levels for the same numbers. Everything's identical for both sides. So I hope that didn't corrupt my battle value scoring system. I know certain mechs do better with better classed pilots, but that's not me. I think there's some cool programs out there that I've heard about that kind of compensate for all that stuff, and you can do all that stuff. But I'm not that invested. I'm staying within my stay in your lane, right? That's my thing. We'll say these each have these fuel tanks have, let's say, a 10 each, and they're pretty easy to hit. They won't count as stationary targets, but we'll count them as something. The Lyrian Guards are kind of spread out across the front, moving towards where the second sword of light is coming on, and that should be it. I think I've covered all the bases. I will mark. I have different colored tokens for walking, for running, for jumping, and then I'll use a die to how'd you I think I use a die to mark the I can't remember what I did last time. That seemed to work. I might use a die or a token. I think I'll use a die. It'd be easier to mark their bonus to hit modifier. That'll make it a little bit easier because I'll be balancing 16 mechs here with pilots of different skill levels. So I've done worse, but I've done better. I've got a couple new mechs. I think I struggled with a few of them because I just hadn't played with them before. The Night Star I've never used before. I got a brand new Cataphract out here. The Bushwhacker's new to me. The Axeman is too, and so is the Rifleman. So I just painted them prior to this game. So yeah, they'll be making their debut, so I assume they'll get destroyed in about a second. Hopefully not, because since 50% of the Draconis Combine force is new guys. But let's see if they live. And it should be good. At least it's balanced. So it's better than I've done before. So we'll get it on here, and we'll come back after turn one movement. Also, one last thing, a suggestion from viewers. At the end of turns, I will show copies of damaged mechs sheets. So it'll be easier to keep track of damage for you guys. It'll all be in front of me, but heck, it might actually slow me down a little bit because I'll get a little bit excited and spastic and get out of control. So I'm excited to see that Rifleman. And all these new weapon systems are going to be like crazy for me. I've never used them. I've just done the standard basic 1984 Battletech stuff. So that's when I was playing this game back in the heyday. So, oh, it's gonna be great. This rules I printed off PDF from Catalyst Games. Great. It's got everything here. It's got optional rules. It's got all the weapons. It's nice and thick. I prefer getting PDF copies in case, you know, I spill a coffee or tea or a drink on a book. I just go to my little library. I've got it all saved on my Google Drive, and I print off a new copy and load it into the 3-ring binder. So if you don't do that, you know, it's nothing about a hardbound book, but these are just kind of works for me. And with having 5 kids and a grandson, you got to be prepared for stuff to get destroyed. Okay, here we go. So I'll come back to you for piloting skill rolls and stuff like that. But movement, basically, I'm going to get it done, so you don't have any tediousness on my part, or you're having to watch me struggle to move. But just a quick marking so you can tell what's going on. Using different dice to differentiate the different lances. Lance 1, Lance 2. Got a red and a purple. If you're colorblind, sorry. The dice will document the modifier to hit for the gator. Red is run, brown or black will be walking, and green will be jumping. So these guys kind of turn to the left a little bit and advance. The Crockett's a bit slower. I did the Bushwhacker is only like a 55 tonner. It's the fastest thing on the map. So it was a new mech I just painted, so it had to be in the battle as far as I was concerned. And then the big boys just move forward. That Night Star is, I never played with one of these before. It's a cool mech too. They're pretty awesome looking. It's going to be a good match with the King Crab. And they're moving, so no one's going to be doing any shooting this turn because I don't have Death Star weapons, and we've got a large ridge line between the two forces. I like a little bit of movement so I can get practice. I also like to take advantage of my table. I don't want to have a 7-foot by 10-foot table and then just put the forces right next to each other and have them wail on each other. I want to give myself a chance to make mistakes as I advance, just because it happens, and it probably happens in real. Well, it happens in real combat. I'm sure it happens in the Battletech universe. These guys just move forward. That's Lance 1 with the Atlas, and the only really difference was in Lance 2, the Highlander didn't want to pay the penalty for going up that up 1 elevation, so he jumped. So he jumped forward 3 and landed there. And that's the end of that. Everybody ran, but the Highlander wanted to be different. I did not realize the Cataphract has mask. I can't remember what exactly that stands for, and I need to do some reading on that. But that's kind of cool. I wanted to try to get some of the new pieces of technology into this so I could learn as I play. That's the end of movement for turn 1, but it'll also be the end of the whole shebangy bang. No, turn 1's done. See you in turn 2. We get done with the movement phase. They just plodding along. The Draconis Combine, the Axeman and the Bushwhacker and the Cataphract. Well, sorry, the Bushwhacker and the Cataphract both made piloting skill rolls to get in the water. The Axeman jumped over the water, so he avoided that check. The Banshee is on the edge. This Lance continues to advance, and still behind that ridge line there. They have to go up next turn probably. That'll slow them down a little bit. And then we've got a little bit of shooting. The Awesome, it can see the Crockett. I'll have to check what else. It might just be the Crockett. Crockett's going to fire 2 extended range large lasers at the Awesome. That's Vulture. He's a 3-2 pilot in the Crockett. He's going to need 10s to hit. Zap, baby. He gets 1 hit on the Awesome. Right arm on the Awesome takes 8 points of damage. He's going to fire back, needing 10s. Not quite as good of a gunner as the Crockett is. 3 extended range particle projection cannons at long range. And I love double heat sinks. Neither one of these mechs take any heat. Yeah, he needs 12s to hit here. This is going to be... At least there's no heat involved. With targeting systems like that, Vulture's curious if they even really are interested in stealing the technology from the Lyran guards, but oh well. Let's see who's up next. I think the Zeus is. The Zeus can also see the Crockett, so he's going to fire a Gauss rifle and an LRM-15. Banshee's got a 3 gunnery, so a little better than his compadre. Needing 11s. So close with the LRMs, but no cigar, my friend. And that'll end the turn. So the Awesome takes a ding on his right arm for 8 damage, and we hit some ammo expenditure from the Zeus. All right, it's initiative time. Let's do this. That was some sorry but initiative rolls, but the Lyran guards win initiative, so see you after movement phase. At the end of the movement phase, the Axeman and the Bushwhacker ran. I think the Bushwhacker had a paladin skill roll to make, and he passed it. The Cataphract activated his mask, and he didn't roll for the criticals. We passed that. He also passed his piloting skill checks, so he was able to move, ran up, and was able to get into the group with these guys, but they're kind of shielded from the Lyran guards mechs at the bottom of this hill. The Crockett passed his piloting skill check. He is visible to the entire lance, but he will be in partial cover. He's in water. The other House Kurita mechs are going to be visible because the Thug and the Rifleman both silhouetted themselves and have crossed over the ridge line, and their 2 heavy mechs aren't quite there yet, but we might see some indirect fire, especially from the longbow. So might be crazy. As you see here, these guys have stepped over the ridge line, and they're all just kind of staring down the Crockett. It's like it's dinner time, baby. I'll have to check all the weapon systems, of course, but yeah, it's gonna be but the Crockett will fire first. Check some ranges on that one. I'll go over and look at the other lance. And they all ran. They did a couple turns, especially the Atlas, so he only has a +1 mod on him. And the Thug and the Rifleman have they're playing some whack-a-mole. They jumped out in front of that entire lance, so we'll see if they can withstand that kind of firepower or not. Admiral Akbar is like, it's a trap! We'll get to that in the shooting phase. Alright, Vulture and his Crockett. Gonna focus down on the Zeus all by himself. He's got his 2 extended range large lasers and his LB-10X autocannon, all at medium range. Needing, 1 second, needing 8 for all 3 shots. He actually needed a 7 with the autocannon, but still misses. He rolled a 6 with that, but he hits with the 2 large lasers. Shazam, baby! His left and right torso both take 8 each. The rest of his lance mates can't see anything. Do I want to do any indirect fire? Hang on. Very unlike me, but none of them have any missiles on them at all. So, no shooting. These 4 are all going to focus down on Thug life. Banshee's up first. He's going to fire 2 extended range PPCs, a Gauss rifle, and 1 medium laser, and that'll keep him at net 0, actually -1 heat. So no heat buildup for him. I think this is going to turn into a shootout at the OK Corral here on the side of this hill. He's going to go first. Check the ranges and what's the gator. He said in the Banshee. That's going to mess me up. He's at medium range. He's got a gunnery of 3, and he ran. 9's on everything except an 11 on the medium laser. Feel sad, my friend. Feel very sad. He misses everything. Move on to the Battlemaster. Gotta love him. Very Cretan looking mech. Critter is the Battlemaster pilot. He's a standard pilot with a gunnery of 4. He's going to fire 2 extended range PPCs and a large pulse laser. Along with running will leave him at no heat, which is kind of nice at the Thug. Everything's at medium range. He'll need 10s with the particle projection cannons and 8 with the pulse laser. The piloting die lets down the coordinator. Oh, so sad. Moving on to the King Crab. King Crab's going to go up 5 heat even though he's in water. He's going to fire double Gausses, a large pulse laser, and an LRM, I think 15. Everything's at medium range except for the pulse laser, but that's at long, but with the pulse bonus it'll come down to the same 2-hit mod of 2-hit. Cinder's in the King Crab. He's got a gunnery of 2, so he's going to need 8s for all this stuff to hit. The Thug is pounded with 2 Gauss rifles and an LRM 15. The large pulse laser is close but misses, goes over his shoulder. We'll see how many missiles of the LRM 15 hits. Neither one of those 2 mechs have an AMS, so no issues there. So all 15 missiles hit the Thug, so 45 points of damage on this bad boy. Good luck, my friend.
Head damaged. HUD compromised.
Enemy mech destroyed.
The Thug is destroyed. Oh, that's a big battle value. That thing was 2612. It was an experimental mech with clan technology. Oh, the Lyran Guards pumped a lot of cash into that sucker. Just Gauss rifle takes its head right off. King Crab owns that man. He still gets to shoot back, but the Thug is vaporized. Pilot killed immediately. Oh, thanks for playing, baby. Well, that kind of sucks for the Night Star. He already declared his shots on the Thug. They were going to try to put him in the hospital, but they put him in the ground instead. While Goat Boy is getting sawed in half, he's able to trigger off all of his shots. He fires everything he has at the Banshee. 2 Streak SRM-6s and 2 extended range PPCs. Everything's at, wait, hang on. Everything's at medium range. He needs 8s to hit. He goes quietly into the night. I'll see you in Valhalla, baby. He's toast. Misses everything. Sad day for all Thug pilots. Rifleman gotta try to do something. He's gonna fire whatever the hell he's got on all of his arms. He's gonna go up 4 heat and fire 2 extended range PPCs and 2 large lasers. He's gonna need 9s on everything to hit the Banshee. He was just too emotionally compromised, seeing his buddies get his head blown off. He's going to have to pop some Xanax and get back in there next turn. Longbow's going to fire 2 Artemis LRM 20s, indirect fire, paying the extra penalty because one of those 2 guys already shot. Needing 10s to hit the Banshee. Check that, 11s. So close, but yet so far. Missing. Go over here to the other Lance, see if they can do any better. We'll go first with the awesome. He's going to fire 3 extended range PPCs, needing 10s with the partial cover. Did you see that crap? That's terrible. All the rounds detonated is inside the capacitors, and the freaking mech detonates. I'm just kidding. He misses so bad that he almost hits the Zeus. Zeus is going to fire 2 LRM-15s, an extended range large laser, and a Gauss rifle at the Crockett at medium range. Needing 9s to hit. LRM-15 and a large laser drill the Crockett. No AMS on the Crockett. Let's see how many missiles hit. 9 missiles and a large laser hit. Anything hitting the legs will be nullified with the partial cover. Crockett's left arm and center torso get doinked up a little bit. Nothing too bad. Cyclops, ready for some payback. The Thug pilot owed him money. He's pissed. He's going to fire a Gauss and an LRM-10 at medium range. Needing 10s to hit the Crockett. LRM-10 hits. Check clusters. "12 missiles come screaming in on the Crockett. Left arm gets hit again with a cluster. The other 2 clusters hit the legs, so they both are nullified. Last up is old Mr. Red Eyes, the Atlas. He's going to fire a PPC, an Artemis LRM-15, and a Gauss rifle at the Crockett, all at medium range. All needing 8s to hit. He misses the world. Oh, terrible. Alright, that's the end of the turn. The Combine. Coming out smelling like roses after destroying like 2.6 thousand. Battle value right there. Right, time for initiative again. I still can't believe the Thug got blown away. The second Sword of Light really wanted that one. The double 6s for the win. Alright, so they'll get initiative and we'll be back after the movement phase. Cretans continued their advance. The Cataphract, the Bushwhacker, and the Axeman are kind of cresting, and maybe they shouldn't, but they have to at some point. They got to fight these boys. You got the same thing going over here. The Banshee was first over the top, and the Highlander, the longbow, and the rifleman actually walked backwards and got behind a tree for some cover. But while the rest of the team is kind of struggling to get up the hill, so we'll see what happens. With some good shooting, they got to advance. And here's a view from the other side of the house. All right, we're going to do shooting, starting off with the Lyrans. Over here, Banshee's going to take a... Let's hope he can dodge some missiles and everything else that's going to be coming at him. And then I'll have to do some thinking over here. We'll go ahead and take care of this first. Longbows. He's got tone on the Banshee. He's going to cut loose 2 LRM-20s, both with Artemis 4, plus an extended range large laser, all at short range, needing 7s to hit. Oh, come on, don't let me down, baby. One LRM-20 rack and the large laser make contact with the Banshee. Let's see how many clusters hit on those missiles. Oh, they got a +2 shift for Artemis, don't they? Hang on. 12 missiles and a large laser hitting the Banshee from the front. He chips up his paint a little bit. These things can take some serious damage as long as you don't hit him in the head with a Gauss rifle. Highlander, well, I'm gonna do the Rifleman next. I like him. He's gonna blast away with his arm weapons. 2 extended range particle projection cannons and two large lasers coming out of the trees. The large lasers are just in medium range. PPCs are in close, baby. He needs 6s and 8s to hit the Banshee. Both of those particle projection cannons find their mark. Large lasers, God knows where they went. But it gets 2 hits. Highlander's got a gunnery of 2. He's going to fire everything and go up 1 heat. He's going to have a mix of medium and close range. Cobra, who's in the Highlander, is going to need 5s and 7s. And he's going to unload with 3 medium lasers, LRM-20 with Artemis, a Gauss rifle, and an SRM-6 with Artemis as well. Mediums and the SRM-6s. Oh no, the SRM-6 is good. It's the medium lasers that are... No, sorry, the SRM-6 and the medium lasers are all at medium range. The Banshee is hit with a Gauss rifle, a medium laser, an LRM, and the SRM launcher. We'll have to do clusters on those 2 missile racks. "20 LRMs, 4 SRM-6s. Find the target."
Warning. Armor breached. Warning. Damage critical. Weapon destroyed.
Highlander takes a pounding from the 3 amigos. Left arm destroyed. Exactly what it needed to destroy the external and internal. Had 2 medium lasers in there. They're gone. Not yet, though. You'll get to shoot at the before it disappears. This entire lance is going to focus down on the cataphract. It just has a +1 to hit. Coming up the hill, lost a lot of movement. Let's see how much damage these boys can do. Gator, the Lance Commander, at close range, he's going to unload with his Atlas 2 PPCs, an Artemis missile launcher, and a Gauss rifle to be net 0 heat gain into the cataphract. Needing 5s to rain down hell. Gauss rifle can't find the range. Let's see how many missiles make contact. That's all the missiles, even without the Artemis system, plus the Gauss. Sorry, the 2 particle projection cannons, rocking 40 damage into the cataphract.
Warning. Damage critical. Warning. Armor breached.
These Lyrian guards aren't fans of left arms. His goes internal, chance for a critical.
Damaged. Critical hit.
Warning. Damage critical.
2 criticals on left arm. Let's see where they go.
Weapon destroyed. Warning. Coolant system failure.
Cataphract loses 1 of his medium pulse lasers and a double heatsink. Awesome's up at close range. Here comes all those particle projection cannons. Cypher, needing 7s to hit. It's a full house. This guy's up to 70 points of damage this turn already.
Damaged.
Warning. Armor breached.
Cataphract's center torso armor gets penetrated. Chance for a critical.
Warning. Armor breached. Warning. Damage critical.
2 criticals in the center torso. It's not looking good for this guy. He's still staring down the Zeus and the Cyclops.
Core meltdown imminent. Damaged. Gyro overload.
He takes an engine and a gyro hit. Zeus is up. The Zeus pilot, codename call sign Banshee, at close range, he's going to fire 2 LRM-15s, and I can't remember what else he's got. Extended range large laser and a Gauss. Going to go up 1 heat. Pound the cataphract. Needing 6s for the whole shabil shabangy bang. That's a full house. It's coming apart here on the cataphract pilot. He's looking for the ejection button. Incoming missile clusters. At least they're not Artemis 4s. He catches a little break. Only 14 of the 30 missiles make contact.
Warning. Armor breached. Warning. Damage critical.
His armor is getting pounded. Chances for criticals in the left arm and right torso.
Warning. Damage critical. Warning. Armor breached.
Critical in each section.
Core meltdown imminent. Heat sink.
Loses a heat sink in the right arm. Going on to the torso. That was a left arm. Now right torso.
Damaged. Core meltdown imminent.
Warning. Damage critical.
Extra large engine takes another hit. He's generating 10 heat. One more and that engine's out of commission. Cyclops pilot fires 2 extended range medium lasers, a Gauss and an LRM-10, trying to finish off the cataphract. Needing 7s and 9s to hit. The Gauss and the LRM-10 make contact. Let's see how many missiles hit. Four missiles and a Gauss rifle. And I did make a mistake. I'll admit it now because I just noticed it. The Axeman has a Guardian ECM, so all those Artemis 4 missiles shifting up columns wouldn't have happened. So I got to try to remember that in the future. That's new. The Bushwhacker has an AMS, but I think it only has a range of 1, but it would double to 2, but this is outside of range, so he can't quite. He might want to get a little closer next time so he can shred at least 1 missile battery at every attack.
Warning. Damage critical. Warning. Armor breached.
Chances for more criticals on the left leg and the right torso.
Warning. Damage critical.
Critical hit. Damaged.
Warning. Damage critical.
Coyote in a cataphract, he can't catch a break. Criticals in both locations. Just 1.
Target destroyed. Ejecting. Kill awarded.
His extra large engine is destroyed. He's going to go down for the count. He is out of the game. Cataphract is cored out as he goes down for the count. Pilot ejects. Coyote's on the run. Doesn't want to get captured. Alright, these 3 Kuritan mechs are going to focus down on the Zeus pilot, try to take him out. Cataphract pilot knows he's going to heck in a handbasket, so he's going to fire everything. It's got an LB10X, I think, an extended range PPC, and 4 medium pulse lasers at long range against the Zeus. Needing 7s and 11s. Pulse lasers, 7s and 9s, my fault. Cataphract going out like a boss. Nails him with everything except for 1 pulse laser. Roll for clusters on the LBX. I think I got this right. We'll see. Let me know if I screwed up. I believe he takes 6 damage from that. And they all go to 1 spot. I'm not 100% sure. So this is my first LBX shotgun round. It didn't affect anything, but they also should have had a modifier of +1, I think, to the LBX. They get an extra to hit, so he still hit anyway.
Warning. Armor breached.
Zeus takes a pounding in the torso, center torso. Chance for a critical. Right torso getting pounded as well.
Warning. Armor breached. Warning. Damage critical.
I'm rolling like there's no other on the critical rolls. 2 on the center torso.
Core meltdown imminent. Gyro overload.
Warning. Damage critical.
Those rounds damaged the gyro and the engine of the Zeus. Up next, let's try the Axeman, see what he can do, baby. First time shooting, long time listener. Axeman needs 9s and 10s to hit with his 3 medium lasers extended range and LBX 20. Wow. Medium laser and the LBX 20 hit. See how many clusters. Since they are shotgun rounds, it makes more sense that you know, they're not slugs. They go down to groups of 5. So 4 groups of 5 from the AC-20, and then medium laser extended range.
Warning. Armor breached. Warning. Damage critical.
It's all about the body shots against the Zeus. Center torso penetrated again. Right torso goes internal as well. Chance for critical on both again. No critical. He's still standing. Bushwhacker. Trying to put an end to that freaking status. Bushwhacker needs a 9 and a 10 for the... he's got an LB-10X and an extended range large laser. Shotgun round to the face! Not to the face yet, at least. He takes 6 points of damage.
Warning. Armor breached. Warning. Damage critical.
Another chance for the center torso for that Zeus. He's getting sick of it. You gotta outdoor some Bondo, baby.
Warning. Damage critical.
1 critical hit.
Gyro overload.
Target destroyed. Ejecting.
His gyro's taken out completely. Zeus is gonna fall down. Pilot doesn't want to stick around. He's gonna eject. Live to fight another day. I'll tell you what, these crazy weapon systems make the Battlefield, you know, in this time period compared to where I played my other games is a lot more horrific. I mean, I know the excuse me, I know the Gauss rifle to the head of the of that thug over there was kind of lucky, but they're just pounding. These weapon systems are insane. All right, so now it's just the Banshee firing. He's all by himself, but he's got about 4,000 guns. He's gonna hold down every button he's got and hit the Highlander. There can be only one. He's going up 8 heat, firing 2 extended range particle projection cannons. I think he's got a Gauss rifle and an SRM-6. Oh, good luck, buddy. Leading in 7s and 9s. The 9s are for the SRM. He gets the full house. Let's see how many SRM-6s hit the Banshee. Hit the Highlander from the Banshee. I gotta kill one of these guys off so I don't get him confused. I still will. Who am I kidding? Four missiles, 2 PPCs, and a Gauss rifle. Pound to that guy. King Crab will do indirect fire at -2 with his LRM-15 at the Highlander. Needing a 10 to hit with those missiles. Close but no cigar. Alright, so that ends that turn. Wow. Do some damage. Got some piloting skill rolls for the Highlander and the Banshee. Everyone else that might have needed piloting skill rolls basically died. These guys concentrate on somebody. They focus down on somebody. They are usually in the ground. I think the only guy that survived that was the Banshee. So yeah, heck of a good turn. Do those piloting skill rolls, and you'll see if they're laying on the ground next turn if they made it or not. I'll update you guys on the damaged mech situation from this turn in the past.